know what's going on with it.
This is Rhonda Shea.
Oh, I
Thanks
know
for
what.
tuning in
Start
to
over again.
KUHSdenver.com.
I know what I
We
might
are
do.
the
It might be
stream.
this that's taking the sound. Hello.
Tune into the
Here we go.
WTF show.
I'm going to turn this off.
Saturdays with Rhonda Shea.
Let's see if that works.
KUHSdenver.com. We are the stream.
I think that. Let me know if that's any better.
Announcement from this station. Idiots are now assisting with the
There we
broadcast.
There we go, idiots.
Those promos for your show in the wrong spot.
Oh, see how you did? This is some good music today. Stop.
It's always good music.
Yeah. You got. Stop me up. There we go.
Are you ready?
I am ready. I am so ready. It's
It
ridiculous.
seems like now you seem so upbeat anymore.
I'm trying.
Tell me why.
Cause Trump's gone.
What else?
Huh? What else?
Yeah, come on.
I don't know what else. I'm getting ready to retire.
All women get like this right before Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's it. No, not me.
Yeah, so.
Not me.
You know what are you going to give me, big boy? Is that what you tell him?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. My husband is so romantic. One Valentine, this is a true story. One Valentine. I hope if the sound is really screwy on my own Facebook feed, you can catch the official station feed by going to KUHSdenver.com, just in case. But I'll tell you a story. So my husband's so romantic. I was working at, I think it was Cool Radio, and I get a delivery, and they're like, "Oh, you got something. You know, everybody gets excited at work." And it was a basket of fruit that said, "Happy Valentine's Day, love, Patty Shea." I was like, "What?" And so I figured a secretary sent it, you know, of course, and that's what happened. And I was so mad, I took the fruit home and I started throwing the apples at him.
Why?
Because it was disgusting. So apples, first of all, shitty fruit. Apples and oranges. Who wants that? I mean, if it was strawberries or something romantic fruit, that's one thing.
Like get some chocolate and
Yeah,
melt it up.
or
and
anything,
feed
but
you
apples and
chocolate,
oranges are like getting a
strawberries.
vacuum cleaner.
Do you like to beat the chocolate strawberries?
You know, I would like that. But the
Would you?
yeah, I would. But apples and oranges is equivalent to getting a vacuum cleaner for your anniversary. You know, I was like, what the hell? And then he signed it Patty Shea, so I was really pissed off. He goes, well, that's the last time I'll send you something. I said, really? You better let your secretary know, because I'm pretty sure she sent it. You know, so I was like, God, give me a break.
Well, when he was hanging out with his secretary?
Well, I don't know. She did everything for him.
I bet she did. Tell us.
Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time. Tell us what she did.
I don't know, but she
I
did.
don't know.
But he loved her as much as me, that's for sure.
Oh, Lord.
I used to be, thank God he had her, because it would be like, oh, thank God, because he's a mess when he's getting stressed out on how she put up with him. But anyway, that's his work wife. That's what I used to call
I know,
her.
that's what they used to call him, huh?
Yeah, the work wife. But anyway, now Carolyn's watching from Providence, Rhode Island, and I have a news story in my feed today from Providence, by the way. Actually, I'll just say what it is since we brought it up. So apparently in Providence, I found this on the AP News wire, and maybe Carolyn can let me know if they caught the cow. But a cow escaped in Providence, which is the capital of Rhode Island, from the Rhode Island meatpacking plant. It escaped as they were leading it in to be slaughtered, and it ran away. And it ran off, and they found it in Johnston, Rhode Island, which is about 10 miles, I think, west of Providence. And some Uber driver was going along, looked up, there was a cow standing in the street at the red light. It's just standing there. And when the light turned green, the cow actually went.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
And so he called the police, and they called the, whatever it is, the wildlife people, and they said they weren't equipped to pick up the cow. So that as of Thursday, it was 2 days, it was still running loose. So I don't know if they caught it or not. Isn't that funny?
I mean, could you keep the cow and slaughter it and eat it?
I suppose you could,
Yeah,
you know.
my God.
But I mean, isn't that? I would just keep it and save it. It deserves to be set free, you know. You know. So I thought that was kind of funny, and
I
that's.
done made a bunch of burgers for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's it. You gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Of course, I've got Brady. I like the Brady Bunch.
I don't. I like Mahomes. Mahomes is the cutest little thing.
Holmes.
I wish
Hey,
he was
Holmes,
my
what's
son.
up, Holmes?
No, he's cool. I wish he was my son. He is so cute. I was like,
No, here's what I think.
What?
I think Brady's going to win it. They're going to hand him the keys to another Cadillac. He's going to ride off into the sunset as the greatest quarterback of all time. Because Mahomes got some
no,
big.
they're having problems with that again.
He has a great big, he's going to be big for the rest of, 10, 4, 15, 20 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Brady is going to take it. Watch.
I think there is still, I think there's still issues. So if you can hear me at all, go to kuhsdenver.com, click on the live feed and catch the feed there for audio or for video. Because I think my phone is just not cutting it.
You think it's your phone making the buzz?
Well, it's got to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be, because it's way far away. She's got it in the next county.
I don't get it, you know. I don't. And they say they can't hear us.
You know, we're in Adams County. She's got it in Arapahoe County.
So I don't know. I mean, unless can you share the station's Facebook feed to my page?
Sure.
Then I'll get up there. While we're doing this, I'm gonna jump up and grab my phone, see if I can fix this.
You'll have to.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
gonna
have
grab
to
it.
allow it then.
Okay, I will allow it. I will allow it. Hello, folks. You're on. It's okay. Nope, it just went quiet again. That's weird. Okay, so we're gonna try to switch the feed over to the Facebook feed. Let's see if we can do that. All right, let's see. I'm gonna turn this off for now if you're on my Facebook feed.
Hold on, let me move it over,
And
then turn
we're
it
gonna
on.
move it over and see if we can hook it up. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. I think it's this phone. I think it's got bad juju. It's got bad juju.
There we go. Let me get that one moved over here.
Okay, so I'm hanging up on this. I'm going to bring another feed on. You guys can hop on that through my feed in just a second. Here we go.
Okay, let me get this one over.
I can't figure out why it's always doing that anymore.
Share to a friend's profile. Which one do you want us to share to?
My regular one. And I'll
Right.
share it later. So let's see if we can. Don't you love this? You just watch us do tech if you're on the international cam, because we don't know what the hell. We need a tech person with this phone. It's driving me nuts. Okay, let's see if we can do
Okay,
it.
you can just
Um,
accept it.
I can just accept it.
Once it comes through to you,
Okay.
Shay, and then they can watch.
All right, let
There
me
it
see.
is.
Henry actually put it on a timeline. There it is. Okay. I think we're on now. Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there it is. All right, so we'll just, I guess, I don't have to look at this anymore, do I? He put the feed on my page.
You can still watch it so you can see anybody talking to you there.
I can see people talking to me. Put it on a timeline. All right, there it goes, but it's fine now. Oh, that's hysterical. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this. One of these days I'll figure out the phone. There we are. Okay, there we are. So
You
hopefully
use this.
everybody
You
can.
just set yourself up on there if you want to watch.
I can watch it and see it, and I see what we're doing. Okay, here we go.
She don't know what she's
I don't know what the
doing.
heck I'm doing. I should have actually gone to Starbuds and chewed a little bit of the,
Come on, get it out. Come on, Rhonda. Chew a little bit of the
the
Starbucks.
Wanna gummies. Yeah.
The Wanna gummies.
I wanna that.
Boy, hey, I like this.
Yeah, this is pretty fun today. We're in our sunglasses. We're incognito. We're hiding. I have a new feature I'm going to do every week now, and it's called QAnon Corner. QAnon Corner.
QAnon Corner.
QAnon
Hey, what do you
Corner.
think of all those ladies that are in the Republican side saying all this?
Oh, they're crazy
stuff?
bitches. That's what I think.
They're crazy.
I mean, give them a, jeez, God. You got to be some special kind of stupid. I mean, okay, if you're a QAnon person and you are literally watching our show from here or around the world, any of you, about 90,000 people that tune in,
Yeah.
tune us out. I can't take you, don't want to know you, don't want anything to do with you.
We had a show up with Charlie, and they blipped it out. And usually it says you've been blocked in all these countries.
Mm-hmm.
This one said you've been blocked worldwide.
What did he
He
say?
was talking about all these ladies who do all this stuff, and he was just going on and on.
Oh, well, it's crazy as heck.
They totally blocked him.
Oh, well,
They
that doesn't
took it out.
surprise me. I mean, the main thing with QAnon is you got to be a special kind of stupid to buy into that. Okay, this is QAnon Corner, so I started it out, and this is the first thing. I have to do my news. QAnon Corner with Rhonda Shea and Henry Archuleta. This just in, the Earth is round.
Oh my gosh.
This just
2
in.
plus 2 equals 4.
It's right. This just in, JFK Jr. is actually dead. This just in, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a friggin' idiot.
Biden and Kamala Harris did win the presidency,
Yeah.
the vice presidency.
Yeah, 61 judges, most of which were appointed by Trump, decided, I do this ear thing, because that's how you do it.
You're going to turn up your hearing aid.
Yeah, I don't have a hearing aid yet. I do have, you can't see it, but if I hold it down, you might be able to. Heart monitor.
Do you really?
Yeah, See if you can feel it right there.
I can feel it on mine.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, you want me to start filming it?
No! That's my neck. Stop it, Henry.
I seen this really cute little video.
So I have to be careful because it's likely to, here, let's set it off. And the ambulance will come.
I seen this really cute little video where this gal is sitting there and the guy's right there really teaching her. It's the teacher and stuff. And all of a sudden this hand comes over to this side and is kind of just rubbing her shoulder like this, right? She turns around, looks at him, and pops him right in the nose. And then she turns around and looks, there's another gal behind her touching her, saying, hey. And it wasn't even the guy. She's
Oh, God.
Oh, and the teacher's sitting there with a bloody nose.
Oh, Lord. Well, you know, the show is really a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying it, Henry. It's been, what, 3 years now?
Yes, I can't believe that. And I was
3?
thinking of that because I do look over everybody's time, you know, their timelines and how long they've been here. And you've been here a long time, Rhonda.
But it's just, you know, it's fun.
It is. It's
love
like
it.
It's every refuge has its price, though.
Yeah.
It's like our refuge. Okay, you get to come out, you get to be here and get on the show and talk to everybody.
I get to have fun. I get to make fun of my husband. I mean, you know, what else is there in life? This, you know.
Hey, you didn't say nothing about our new setup back there. And don't say it looks like CNN. Somebody said it looks like CNN.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, you're getting pretty official looking. It's in my radio feed now.
Yes.
I mean, look at that, world news. What we have to do is, you know, it has to fill up more of the backdrop. You should have a bigger one.
And that's what we were thinking of doing, because we were thinking of doing the, like about 3 of them or 2 of them. 2 of them will fit back there, 260s, and then make it all one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we're thinking we got to go with the ultra thin ones, though, the LEDs.
Oh, that's kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Hey, do you know how? I've been trying to figure this out. Maybe somebody knows, and they can email the station, or they can text me or something. I want to make a video where you have the different faces in the boxes and they're all singing. Like, I want the kids from Camp Oppie Oppie, they're going to
you
sing.
can do that with no problem.
And I can't figure out what program I need to.
Well, there was, you know, they have Zoom. Besides Zoom, there's all these other ones that allow you to do that. Now, you can go in different variables, so you can have them singing like the same song. So you can go in as, you know, a webinar, or you can do these different types of hookups to where it's not a
Because
Zoom.
in Zoom, when one person talks, it mutes the other people.
Well, here's the
So
thing.
you can't get them all at once.
Because it's gotten so sophisticated, you got to go in there and know how to, you know, how you say mute it. When it does a certain thing in there, you've got to know how to take care of that. So one of them is when it compresses, and that's called compression.
Okay.
It compresses, turns the other one off, and when the other one's singing, you want them all singing together.
Yes.
There's a video that we have that we send everybody knowing how to turn it all on. Now, they have
okay.
to be very, very careful not to make no noise, because that carries through so well, because the compression is now off. So everybody can sing in the little squares.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So I learned that just the other day, because especially people who play music, and they want to be all in the little squares playing together.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that's what
can't
we
do
want
it
to do.
because it mutes it
We
off.
want the kids to sing the camp songs. You'll have
Yeah.
to send me that so we can.
Yeah, and you go in there and it's settings within Zoom, and you take off the compression, take off everything. So the vocal mainly is coming through there, and the audio, you just play the audio, everybody can hear it.
Well, what we're trying to do, just in case you're not, if you're not familiar, Camp Oppie Oppie is where I work part-time, and it's a summer camp for children that have pediatric cancer and their siblings. It's free. It's offered to the families at no charge, so mom and dad get a break, and the kids get to go away for a week to camp and forget about cancer and just have some fun building relationships with others that are going through the same thing. And we've been doing it virtually last year, and again this year it'll be virtual because, first of all, children can't get the vaccine, and secondly, our children are so immune compromised, we have to be exceptionally careful. And then once 2022 comes, we'll be back at our campsite in Woodland Park. And
That's such a nice thing that you do for the camp.
I-
You're just so marvelous. Like that. You're like
oh.
an angel.
That's not
goes
true.
up there.
Definitely not
That
true.
is.
But
Don't tell me. You've done some
I'll tell
things
you
here.
who's really amazing is my boss, Darla. She is an incredible person, has raised so much money for that camp.
There was
It wouldn't
something
even
you did.
exist
You
without her.
patched them all in one day.
Yeah, wasn't that cute?
Oh my God, I got so much review on that. That was so cute.
Well, they can do it again. They love it.
Oh yeah. that was-
Maybe when we do
I think it
virtual
was
camp.
I think it was because it was raining or something.
Yeah, it was raining and they were all inside.
So you said, I know what we can do.
Yeah, we called the station. You know, we should set that up. We'll see if that's one of the activities they want to do.
We said, well, how'd you get that done? I didn't. Rhonda did. I just patched it in. You know?
It was really fun. The kids are great. I really like them. I'm going to retire either at the end of summer or at the end of this year, but I'm going to stay volunteering because it's a great cause. What's
the other one you do? Another one?
The Listen Foundation for Hearing Impaired Children.
Yeah, you have to know what Rhonda does. Rhonda does a lot of nice things.
On the board there. I've been actually volunteering off and on for about 35, 40 years for that organization. And it's for children who are deaf and hard of hearing. And today, with the technology that's available in therapy, no one really has to grow up in a silent world. They can learn. Most people, probably 98%, can learn to listen and speak, so that their opportunities aren't closed around them.
You made a good remark about the vaccine and people who are compromised by taking all the drugs and everything they have to take for their problems that they have within their body. Now, one of the other things that we did, we patched in with 9 News, and we talked about the vaccines in poor communities of Latin, Hispanic communities. They don't have the internet. They have no way of getting to know it, how to get the vaccine. So 9 News patched in, and she spoke fluently in Spanish and in English. It was a bilingual format, and to let everybody know how to get that vaccine. And then also for those who are compromised from taking drugs, or the elderly if you're above 70 and stuff like that. So by the way, did you take your vaccine?
I know, I'm not eligible yet.
But are you going to take it?
Oh, you betcha I am.
Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get it. I mean, it's like, yeah, my husband too.
I took it and it hasn't had
any effect at all. No effect whatsoever. We took the vaccine, Henry and I, and we're fine.
Everybody's saying the second vaccine does that to you. And I'm not sure, they said, because if you take the one that you have to have 2 of them, the second one does make you really ill or sick.
It's,
Now, with the drugs I'm taking, I can't take the vaccine. I can, but it says there could be, and I don't like that, could happen.
I think I'm okay. I don't take too many things, just some blood pressure.
That's what I'm saying, all this stuff, you gotta be very careful.
You gotta watch it. But there's no chip. I mean, okay, this is back to QAnon Corner.
She's lying, there's a chip right here on the...
There's no chip embedded in the vaccine so that they can track you, so George Soros can track you. That is not true. And there's no such thing as Jewish laser beams in space. And we're back to QAnon Corner. Oh, how do you think somebody...
We got serious for a while.
No, I'm serious. I want to say this. How in the hell does anybody with a brain in their head start believing that crap? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
And she's in there as part of our government.
I know, and then they elect her. It's like, seriously? Okay.
And they're all for the people raiding the Capitol. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know. That is insane. I mean, look at these, like Wyoming just censured.
The gal.
Liz Cheney. They just censored her. I can't say the word. Say it. Censure. They just censured her. And, for what? For standing up and speaking the truth? It's like, oh, you got to support this no matter what. I mean, when supporting a person or a party is more important than telling the truth, is more important than what's right versus what's wrong, then our democracy, there's something wrong with that party. Oh dear, I better get my drink. I'm going to step out for 1 second because my throat is dry and grab a drink.
There's water back there.
Is there?
Oh, you got.
Hold the show, Gary.
Rhonda will be right back after these messages from our sponsor. And don't forget, next week we have Jennifer Bone. Now her name is Ravel. She'll be coming in here on Tuesday, and she landed a big record contract down in Nashville. So we want you to check out Ravel when she comes here, 11 a.m. on Tuesday. It's going to be on the show called The Nooner. And then also Rob Mullins, a jazz great from Denver, is also going to be here February 11th, talking about his re-release of his album for Valentine's Day. So that's going to be really, really nice. Hand me mine over there.
Oh, that's your water.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Did you give him a big announcement?
Yeah, telling them about the different shows that are going to be coming here to KUHS.
Oh,
I was telling them about this gal named Jennifer Bone, and she's her new name is, her stage name is Ravel, And she landed a big contract out of Nashville, and so
Well, that's great.
she's going to be in there to announce it, and then she's going to head out and back to Nashville to go ahead and start recording for Sony. So
Oh, that's awesome.
it's huge, and you know, it's something that she just can't believe has happened to her.
I don't, you know, isn't that wonderful when and things happen in our lives that we can't believe are all the time, that
Well,
we can't believe are wonderful, but something like that is absolutely over the top, you know. You
let me
get
tell you
discovered.
something really wonderful that happened here.
Okay.
And it's just absolutely awesome. About 3 years ago, this gal came here named Rhonda Shea.
Oh, you are
She
so
is the most wonderful gal to come into the studio, and I'm really
Oh,
proud to
dear
have you here
God.
as part of our team.
Well,
How
thank
do you
you.
like that one?
That's
No, you
that's
didn't
pretty good,
expect that
Henry.
one,
I'll
did
give
you?
you your $10 after the show for saying
It was
that.
15, right?
Oh yeah, 15. Okay, you're holding me hostage now. So we've got what I've got up here right now is oddities, because you know I like news that should be fake, but it's actually real. And there's some pretty fun stuff in here. So that's the runaway cow we talked about. You know, 66 people in Wisconsin had to be rescued from ice floes adrift in the Wisconsin Bay.
Wow.
Yeah, so apparently they were all out there ice fishing, you know, cutting holes and ice fishing, and they must have cut all the holes together in a circle because the ice broke loose and just started floating them out into the middle of the Great Lakes, so they had to
Oh
go
my
get them.
gosh.
Okay, you know, I don't
That's
know.
kind of crazy.
Have you ever ice fished? Have you ever done that, Henry?
No.
I'm not
I
sure.
just
I'd
go
like
buy fish over at the grocery store.
Yeah, I know. My husband loves to fish, but
I've never liked to fish.
and the first time we took the girls when they were a little bit older, and they caught their fish. One was about 4 and one was about 7, 10, 8. I don't know. No, yeah, 4, 10. I don't know. They're 5 years apart. So they're in there, and Patty's getting the fish, right? And he caught a trout, and he pulls it out, and the girls are all excited looking at the fish, and then he kills it, you know.
Oh,
And pretty soon the two girls start screaming
crying
and crying, and then they start yelling. One started yelling, and the other started copying. He's a fish killer! Our dad is a fish killer! And they started crying. Our dad is a fish killer. They all started doing that, and he felt so bad. He was like, but that's what you do. You do
He
no.
killed the fish.
So we called him Fish Killer for about 3 weeks. You know, it was bad.
Yeah, and then the other thing I don't like to do is golf.
You don't like? I love to golf.
No, I don't like.
Really?
I like to go drink and sit in the cart.
Oh, I
and drive
love to
around.
golf.
I don't like to golf.
You don't really?
No.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I went golfing with a friend of mine. He knew this semi-pro golfer, and we would go golfing, and I would just get so bored to death. I don't know what it was. Why are you laughing? I'm telling you fact. I mean, I'd sit there drinking in the cart. You know, what the hell?
Well, you know, it's a sport that you.
Robin Williams does a whole
Truly-
skit about the golf. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh, you've got to see it. It's the funniest thing in the world. He
But-
talks about, yo, I just gonna hit that little ball into the gopher hole.
Oh yeah, you're talking with a Scottish accent.
Yes.
It's Scottish. You're going to hit the wee ball into the hole.
Yeah, you've never seen
Yeah.
that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you've got to watch it.
Scottish.
It'll have you cracking up.
Well, you know, I think golf is fun, but it certainly takes a lot of patience, and you have to have a lot of time. And I plan on doing a lot of skiing and a lot of golfing.
No, I like the skiing thing. I used to go tubing, but never skiing. But I like to watch you, and when you post pictures of you coming down that mountain, it's, just be careful, Rhonda. Don't hurt yourself, Rhonda. Rhonda, be careful, Rhonda.
I've been 3 times this year. I'm going again this week, so it'll be 4.
You love
So,
skiing.
I love it. I love it. You know,
How fast do you come down?
I don't, not really that. It feels much faster than it is. You know,
Yeah, you
probably
just come
35-ish, something like
35 or 70?
No.
And on good days, 90.
that. No, there's some people that ski really fast. I used to be a faster skier, but I can't do it anymore. You know, you got to be smart. If you fall going fast, you're not going to have much chance
Of
not getting
surviving.
hurt. Of not getting hurt. You know, especially when you're older. It's not like, you know, we don't bounce like we used to, so you want to be careful. Plus, I can't get up. Now, I used to, like, you'd fall, and all you do is you put your poles like this, and you hoist your body back up. Well, I can't do that now. So now if I fall, I got to
Crawl up.
It looks horrible. I have to take both skis off, get on all fours, get up, put the skis back on. So I don't want to do anything where I'm going to fall. You know? But
That is funny.
I love going. It's you know, it's my passion, and that's one of the reasons I want to retire by the end of this year, because I plan on skiing and
There hasn't
golfing
been much skiing. up there, though, has
nonstop.
it? Oh, yeah, it's been snowing.
It's
a
okay,
lot.
nonstop. I mean, all of next year. So I'm very
Nonstop
excited about
skiing.
that. Yep, the 3 to 4 times a week.
That's
So,
funny.
But hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but I think this is hysterical. Okay, you know the movie Chucky? Remember the Chucky
yeah,
doll?
Yeah, yeah.
In the movie, and that movie, yeah. And then there was like Seed of Chucky, which was his son, and kidnapped him. Okay, well, in San Antonio, Texas, apparently the Texas Department of Public Safety had to apologize after they ran a test on their Amber Alert system, and what they did was they put in Chucky's picture with the knife, the big yellow knife, and the striped shirt that he had kidnapped his son, the other Chucky, right? And they were testing an Amber Alert, but instead of just testing it internally, it went out 3 times all over the state to everybody. An Amber Alert. They all get an Amber Alert looking for Chucky.
And the thing about that, I have this one little meme that you send out and it shows Chucky doll with the big old vaccine shot. Here, come and get your shot.
Come and get it.
Yeah, come and get it.
That's such a funny. Then we have, okay, let's see what else this one is. There was a boa constrictor stuck in a car's dashboard, and they got it freed. So it was in North Carolina. Why does all this stuff happen in the South? Okay, I take these off so I can read this.
Well, that's North Carolina. That's not the South.
Well, it is too.
It's the East.
It's the South-North. I mean, the North-South or something. A pet boa constrictor became stuck behind a dashboard of a car in North Carolina and needed help from some animal control officers to wiggle it free. The snake, believed to measure 5 feet in length, was ultimately released as unharmed from the owner's vehicle, and some car parts were also removed. Oh, boy.
Boy, that's a bummer.
I don't know why you'd want a snake that big. It could eat your dog, your cat, your baby. You could choke you. I mean, it could kill you.
Wake up and you're
and they like warmth, so they curl around you to stay warm. I mean, when you get something little like that, it's wonderful. They're like this big, Oh, it's a cute boat.
How big?
Well, like maybe that big. And then
how big?
Maybe shut up. Maybe
We're the one doing it.
And then
maybe this.
Maybe this big. Anyway, they get a snake, and it's a normal sized snake, and then they keep it, and it ends up being this 5-10 foot snake that they can't handle anymore. It's crazy. That's like the pythons in the Florida Everglades.
Oh my gosh,
Everglades.
yes.
Yeah, people released them because they got too big, and now they've got this unnatural predator that's not natural to that habitat, and it's just wiping out everything.
Eating up everything.
Everything. It's like, oh God,
And getting bigger.
I know. It's all in the Everglades. They're getting down there and into Louisiana. The Cajuns will go missing soon.
How do you like how far Biden and Kamala Harris have gotten everything?
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
Geez, he just went in there and they used the other word, the F word. He un-F'd everything.
Yeah, he's the I think it's been great. I mean, they've got the vaccine program moving. We're over 1.3 million doses.
Really got it moving.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
they got
every
after
day, I think. Yeah.
Well, they got Johnson & Johnson to release theirs, and what they ought to do, and I always thought this, they ought to just go ahead and just license all what they've created to all the other smaller drug companies and just manufacture it so there's no delay, so there's no backlog.
The other thing they could do is, when they have the doses, is in order to, it's so confusing to get the shot. It's like you're on the list. How do you get on the list? You got to go on the computer. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to wait. Maybe they're full. Maybe they're not. And it's insane to try to figure out how to get the vaccine. And I really think that.
How do they prove how old you are?
Well, here's what I think they should do. Anyway, every single person in this country has a social security number if you're legitimately here. Okay. So the reality is, why wouldn't they go to Social Security and take everybody who's over 65 or 70, pull the list, it's all in the computer, divide it by state, divide it by county, then alphabetize it, and then send like A through Z. If you're 70 and above and you live in Adams County, you go to Good Sam Hospital or whatever.
Well, they've got something like that going,
and then set a date and time, and you just get a letter or an email that says your date and your time is here. That's
know why it wasn't going so smooth right away, because who was in
they didn't care.
Power. Yeah, they didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
It was a hoax.
Yeah, and I also think that they sent a disproportionate amount of vaccines to red states.
Yes.
Based on the percentage of the population.
That's right.
Because if you look at what's going on in those red states, people that are much younger than 65 are getting vaccinated all over, and you'll see that in Louisiana. You see it in you've seen it in parts of you've seen it in Texas. You see it in Louisiana. You see it in those states that were very supportive of him. And
I'm proud of our governor, because he took
Arkansas,
charge. And man, he really got after it.
So I think they're getting a larger percent based on their population. than the blue states are, but maybe that's just subjective. But it just appears to me as I do, and I read stories about how the vaccinations are going, and those solid red states, they have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that's.
And they only bought so much, which I couldn't understand.
Well, yeah, he didn't care, that's why.
At all.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Well, he had a healthcare system, healthcare plan, didn't he?
Yeah, I like him. He's gonna release it soon.
He did. He released.
You know what his
the
health care
crack
plan
in
was?
it.
We're gonna make sure nobody gets the vaccine
That's
that's
right.
poor, black, or immigrant,
Yeah,
and we'll get rid of them all, and then the old people, and that'll clear up Social Security, and there you go.
And we'll be done.
And we'll be solid. That's what the plan was. You know, you have to wonder if they sat around and said, you know, it's affecting
No,
these old people.
I'm telling
And
you.
if 200,000 old people get off the rolls of Social Security,
We'll
it's
have
gonna.
all this money.
Well, it'll save it, you know,
That's right.
and I'll get the credit. I mean, I just have to wonder if that wasn't part of the conversation.
I think
You know.
so.
Now I sound like a QAnon. A QAnon. A QAnon corner, that's, I'm gonna change
I
the name.
still want to know how she got in there. That's just incredible.
Well, because the people obviously that voted for her are just as dumb as she is.
Jesus.
You know, let's see, here we go in North Carolina, so let's see if we can find another let's just see if we can find another little goofy story here, because there's so many that are so fun.
So you want to place a bet on the Super Bowl?
Sure, I pick Kansas City.
Okay, and I'll take,
What are we gonna bet, $5?
no money. Let's go with something cool, like, one avocado.
Okay, an avocado. All right, we're betting an
Because
avocado.
everybody's buying all this avocado for guacamole, and it's like
Yeah.
millions of tons of avocados are for the guacamole dip they're making. For
All right, so I pick
and I don't want
Kansas
no
City.
little tiny avocado.
A great big giant avocado.
Yes, a
Okay,
big
I want a
one.
big avocado too.
Yeah, how
Okay.
big?
I don't know, want to come like that big? The biggest we can find. All right,
Because she'll come in with this little tiny avocado.
I'll come in with the pit. Here you go. Life's. All right, now let's see this out. Well, there's a woman who tried to fake her death in West Virginia. Why is all of this stuff in red states? That's what I should say. Women who tried to fake death and gets an extra year in prison. So this woman decides to fake her death because she's there on health care fraud charges. So she fakes her death so she won't go to jail and gets an extra year. Let's see what she did. All right, Charleston, West Virginia. A West Virginia woman tried to fake her death to avoid being sentenced for healthcare fraud, has received an additional year. Her name is Julie Wheeler. She's from Beaver and was sentenced in Wednesday in federal court in Charleston for conspiring to obstruct justice. So they said that she was with her husband, and they tried to keep her out of prison, and he told the authorities that she had fallen from an overlook on the New River Gorge, prompting a massive search effort. So the husband basically calls up and says, my wife just fell off a cliff. And they're searching and searching, and she was sentenced to 42 months in prison, so she was trying to avoid that, and guess what? Now she's getting an extra, so she's at 54 months.
Oh my God.
God, that is just ridiculous. You know, it figures though, you got to be a special kind of dumb. It's really hard. Fraud used to be a lot easier before computers and
That's
tracking
right.
everything.
It was really,
you could
really
track
easy.
everything.
Mhm.
It's like, come on, folks. If you put that energy into real stuff, okay, you know, the groundhog came out, saw its shadow, and went in. So we're 6 more weeks away.
Tell me the story about that.
Well, I'll tell you a
never
story. See,
I've never
here's what
understood
it
it.
is. It's very similar to Easter.
You believe in the Easter Bunny? Do you really?
Well, here it is. Here it is.
How about Santa Claus?
So, you know, it's very similar. I mean, I'm going to take a religious look at
The groundhog.
The groundhog.
Okay, all right.
So, you know, basically, you know, when Jesus died, right, and they buried him, right, and they rolled a big rock over the tomb, right, and then 3 days later, the rock rolled back, and he came out, and he saw his own shadow, went back in, there was 6 more weeks of winter. Oh, no, wrong story. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got it mixed up. Okay, wait, I got it mixed up. That's not the same, is it?
Rhonda,
Okay, I'm sorry,
you must have stopped at Starbuds.
I'm just kidding you, okay. I don't know how Groundhog Day started. I really don't.
I was sitting there intently listening.
Really, like you don't know the story of Jesus? I mean, who doesn't know that?
I don't.
Oh, God, everybody knows that.
Now tell me the story of Jesus then.
I just did.
You said it was a groundhog.
I got a little bit mixed up, you know, it's hard to tell sometimes. But I have a thought. This is a crazy thought.
Okay,
This
all
could be in the
right, go
Q and
ahead.
Nut corner. This is for the Q a Nut corner. what if, you know how the world's like crazy and everybody's kind of mean and shitty?
Yeah.
So what if,
Go
think
on.
about this.
Go on.
What if when Jesus died and came back, that was the second coming was actually the second coming because he came back then. And all the people left on the earth were the people that were bad because everybody good went up to heaven with Jesus.
Okay.
It's already happened. And so we're all descendants of the idiots that were left behind. And
You
that's,
think so, Rhonda? No.
think about it. 7,000 years or something that the devil gets to reign on the earth and all this stuff.
Could this Jesus story be one of the greatest cons of all time?
No, I don't think it is. But
How do you
I'm
know?
just saying, what if he already came back and we're
Now,
just leftover people that are from the bad seed? We're just children of the bad seed, all of us.
Everybody worships the guy upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see him, can't feel him, nothing. But the preachers always says, "Give it." He can't.
Oh, the
handle,
preachers are fake as hell.
He can't
Jesus
handle
is
money.
real.
He can't handle money. So
Yeah.
just give us the
Oh,
money.
I'm going to start my own church. It's called 2 Jobs for Jesus.
Church of the Electric Blues.
It's 2 jobs for Jesus. 1 job for you, 1 job for Jesus. And since Jesus isn't here to take your money, I'm going to take it for you.
So what's the name of the church?
2 jobs for Jesus Church.
Okay.
2 jobs for Jesus Church.
And what are you going to preach?
I'm going to preach how you need to give money in order to me. If you love God, you'll give him your money. And since he's not here, I'm his vicar on earth. You
Yeah,
give
he
it to
can't
me.
handle money.
You
Just
can't
don't-
handle money. It's a
don't know how
dirty
to count
thing.
it.
It's a dirty thing. So you need to send it to me.
I've always wondered about money that's dirty because you go to these. There's a lot of men who go to these nudie bars and put money back.
Oh,
in.
come on, yeah.
And then you're handling the money. You don't know where that money's been.
Well, money is filthy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the filthiest things there is.
It's because you see people going like this. They have their money and they go like this to count.
Oh, your money's dirty.
And they just came out of the nudie bar.
They wouldn't have any money left if they just came out of the bar, unless they were the girl in the nudie bar, wearing the mask and being naked.
Oh my God.
The nudie bars are open and they're just
I've
wearing
never liked it.
masks only.
I've always thought if I came out of there, I'd have lice on my eyelashes.
I know. I
I
don't
just
know.
never have thought of this.
I worked at a radio station once and they had an outing and they took everybody to one of those bars and I was like, I don't want to be there. I mean, it was like,
Yeah, it's like
So I was like,
a
no,
dollar
no
to
thanks.
look at somebody's rear
Well, first of
end.
all, I'm a woman. What the hell do I want to do looking at that?
Yeah,
You know?
and then pay them $1 for looking at it.
It's crazy.
Geez, that's too much money to pay.
You can see it on Netflix free. I like
Oh, really?
just watch Game of Thrones or something. I mean, some of those
Oh, you
miniseries.
watch- you watch
Some of
it.
those miniseries are nothing but. I mean, like it's like
Semi-pornography.
yeah, it's pretty close.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's good. I like
Tell
that.
us some of the scenes.
Well, first of all, let me tell you about why I like Game of Thrones, because I'm going to be one of the information officers on the Cruise of Thrones coming up
that's
in
gonna
May
be nice.
2022. There's a fan
You are
cruise.
going to go. You
yeah.
said you weren't sure.
Well,
you were gonna go.
there's a fan cruise in May of 2022 that will go for about, I think it's like 16 days or something. It's it's quite a while. And you can look it up on Cruise of Thrones. You can look that up on the cruiseofthrones.com. And you can get on there, and it goes through Malta and Spain and Rome and Croatia and
nice.
Iceland and England and Ireland, all the places that the cruise ship was that the cruise ship is going are places that they filmed Cruise of Thrones, and then there's outings that you get off the ship and go see the Red Castle because that really exists, and you go see some of those other places where the shooting actually took place, and then there's all kinds of activities. There's going to be some celebrities on the cruise. It's really going to be amazing. So I'm really
Nice.
looking forward to it. That's another reason I wanted to retire, because I want to spend some time on the cruise ship.
And there's a mini-series that's also on TV it goes back to the older England time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this really erotic kind of series, and everybody's been talking about
What
it.
is it?
I can't remember the name, Egerton or some
Oh, I don't know.
some funny name. You could probably.
I watch
look it up.
Outlander. I love that.
There's a really exotic. They say all the ladies love it, and I wonder why.
I'll have to see. But
Why do you think they love it?
I don't know. I haven't seen
The
it.
romance
Could be.
could be.
Who knows? Romance is. I think romance is dead in our country.
No,
I don't think.
it
there's-
depends on who you're
Well,
around. Come on,
They're not like the other countries. Like if you go like Italy, they know how to romance you.
that's what I'm telling you.
The Latin lovers are the best. They know everything.
They know how to.
They-
They know her.
they do.
just know.
They
it.
just know it, Ladies, I'm telling you, I'm married, so I can't do anything about it, but I'm telling you now, if you're out there looking for somebody, find a Latin lover.
They're
It
the
could be
ones-
Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, Mexican, any Latin country. Go for them.
They're the ones that come and just treat you really well.
And they're
Some.
they're sexy.
They're sexy.
And
Tell us
they
more.
talk that beautiful language. whether it's Italian or Spanish, both those, and
Start
French.
talking all that
French,
sweet stuff to you.
French
Right.
too.
They tell you in your ear those
French-
3 words,
French people could tell you to go, you know what, yourself,
and you think it's sexy.
and you would be like, oh. I mean, they could say anything. It wouldn't matter what it is. They could say, put shit on your salad in French, and you'd go, oh.
No, sir.
Yeah.
They like to just nibble on the earlobes, okay? Well, they have you.
Salad. You'd be like, oh, yes. The waiter could come up and say, would you care for some, and it would be like diarrhea on toast, and you'd go, oh, yes. I would.
Diarrhea. I was seeing this post the other day. Somebody said, I just made me some shit on a shingle. You heard of that, right?
Yeah.
And so now that you say diarrhea on the toast, reminded me of
I mean, they could say anything. Say it. Diarrhea on toast. Say it in Spanish.
No,
Just say it in Spanish.
No,
Do
Ron,
it,
you made
do
me
it.
do it last
I
time.
know,
and
do
I
it.
got made fun of so much.
Just do it.
No,
No.
I'll say the real stuff.
No, just say diarrhea
I'll
on
say the
toast
real
in
stuff.
Spanish.
I'll say the real
No,
stuff.
well, say it.
Tú tienes una cara más bonita.
Oh, thank you.
See, she knows what
Gracias.
I'm saying.
I know what you said.
She knew what I said.
Something about very pretty.
You have a very pretty face.
Oh, see? That's nice. Thank you.
It doesn't have to be that.
Que bruta!
Que bruta! Santo niño de Atocha.
That's Italian for you. Not pretty.
Que bruta!
Bruta.
Oh, Rhonda, that's too funny.
But, yeah, that's
Que bruta.
bruta. I love that word, bruta. And like,
And then it's funny because I was watching this. It was just these little puppets, the extreme puppets. And the little puppet comes home. He's a little Mexican puppet with his little mustache
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. And she says, Rico, where you been? You're a minute and a half late. He goes, I'm not that late. That's a minute and a half. And also she pulls a knife and stabs him. And that little puppet. She goes, oh, now you want something to eat, honey?
hey, I got to tell you a puppet story. So before our daughter was born, so it was about 35 years ago, maybe even more, my husband and I won a trip when I was working at KIMN Radio to go to Mexico. And we had trade back then and used to get trade all the time, go to places. And it was, this one was at Puerto Vallarta, and it was at this tennis resort club. It was beautiful. And I went down earlier because my husband owned a business. And so I went in earlier, and and he came down a few days later. Well, in the meantime, I was walking around Puerto Vallarta, and and people were begging, and I feel sorry for people, so I gave him my money. Because I thought, well, hell, I don't really need another sombrero. This poor person looks like they can't eat. So I ended up giving away all my money, but I knew my husband was coming soon. And so he got there, and when he got there, he went crazy. We were on the beach. He bought these those little mariachi puppets, and he bought all this, and I'm like, and hats. I mean, it was like a typical tourist, and I'm going, my grandparents used to live in Acapulco, so, I didn't do a lot of the typical tourist stuff because it was more natural for me. But so he goes in. He's buying all this stuff, and he's spending money like a drunken sailor, and I had gone through my money, and of course we were just married. We didn't have big limits on credit cards or anything, and we ran out of money in Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
So we went to the bank to get money on the card. Well, I just bought kitchen cabinets. The card was charged up. Couldn't do it. So my husband's madder than hell at me. It's my fault. I've spent all the money and blah, blah, blah. So, so we went on all the condominium tours, where you're going to the timeline, where the timeshare.
Right, yeah.
Because then we got all the free stuff. So we had fun. We did all this stuff. We're going to leave. Well, we're young. We're in our 20s. We don't know that there's a tax to leave Mexico.
No, sir, I didn't know that.
There used to be a tax, and they charged it separate from your airplane ticket. And so when we were there, to get to Mexico, the tax was $8 a person, but it went up to $25 a person when we were leaving. And we didn't have any money to leave the country, so we couldn't get on the plane because we're stuck there with no money.
Gosh.
And so we're in the airport. My husband is yelling at me, and I'm yelling at him. This is all your fault. How come you didn't know it? Well, why don't you? Why didn't you bring any money with you? Blah, 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 blah. We're arguing. This guy from Texas, a big old hat, comes up, and he says, here. And he hands us $50. My husband goes, no, before he did that, this is the best part. My husband goes, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to be stuck in Mexico. And I go, well, and he goes, I know what. And he opens the suitcase. He goes, I guess I'll have to sell my puppets. So he takes out those puppets and he's going to try to sell them. So this guy comes up and he hears us and he says, oh, no. And he gives us $50 and he goes, hey. And he goes, we'll pay you back. Give us your name. He goes, oh, no, this was worth the entertainment. He said, I haven't laughed this hard in years.
Don't
sell your puppet. He said, just take this $50 and go home. So my husband turns around, takes the money, and the guy walks off and he looks at me and he's all mad with his frowny face and he goes, there, now you've done it. No, you've done it. You've turned me into a Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
You turned me
Lord
into-
have
so
mercy.
we still have the puppets.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I didn't bring him in.
I should have. I'll have to bring them in. Yeah, we had them. Oh, God, those little.
Does he ever take him to bed?
No, he doesn't. He gave them to the girls when we had children. They were in a box for years.
You
And
don't
it
like to play?
was- and he gave
Make the puppets do the mattress mambo.
Oh, shut up. That's terrible. Like puppet pornography. Who the hell wants to do that? What's wrong with you?
Hey, it's
Puppet
a show.
porn. Hey, tune in for the puppet porn. You know what? There's probably, you want to know the truth? There's so many sick people out there. There's somebody in QAnon that actually believes in puppet porn.
Get this big, huge
We
audience.
get a big audience. Yeah, we're probably bigger than any show we have here. Next week, it's puppet porn on KUHSW.com.
Post that up to see if it rolls in, and just bring in puppets and play around with puppets.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I did. You know how the Super Bowl has all these commercials?
Yes.
We did 3 of the commercials. I don't know if I told you. We got into the top 10. Well, there's this one we do with a puppet. It's actually a puppet. It's a puppet dog, and he's in the studio. And we go in there and we get the Doritos, and one of the DJs says, "Go get me the Doritos," and the little puppet goes underneath, comes up and spits it at him. It's a puppet dog. And it's really cute.
I don't
And
like
then
it.
At the end, it says Doritos. You know, you have to
Yeah,
put it
Doritos
on.
always has good commercials.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a great story. 10-year-old San Antonio boy cashes in on the GameStop stocks. Remember that?
Yeah,
All
that
the
was-
GameStop stocks? That's hard to say. GameStop stocks. If you say that 3 times, I'd give you a share. You know? All right, GameStop stock.
They really did the
Oh,
big stock market people go for their money.
I know they did. So this little kid, his mom, gave him $60 worth of GameStop stock like a year ago
There
for
you go.
Christmas, just so he'd start to learn a little bit about it, and they
Yeah.
watch it every day. And it went up to like $3,600, so they sold it.
Why not? Yeah.
I know, that's awesome, isn't it? Shows you how easily the market can
Yeah, the
be
hedge
manipulated.
market funds and all those guys who were bidding against it had it topped out at $20, and the minute it skyrocketed, they lost their butt. $4 billion they lost. Isn't that crazy?
I know it. Hey, look at this. In Berlin, some man was caught, directing flight traffic from a radio. He had like a 2-way radio, and he managed to get on the frequencies, and he started directing the flight traffic. You know?
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I mean, oh my God. I didn't know what you would
What,
say.
146?
146,
Take a
take a left. I don't know what you'd say.
136, aim down.
He was impersonating an aviation officer.
Jeez.
There ought to be a serious crime for that. Let's see what else. Let's see if there's anything else that looks good.
Oh, let's talk about the Bernie Sanders
Oh,
memes.
I know it raised 1.8 million for charity. All those memes, isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that's very incredible.
Yeah, I think. And how great! What a great thing. It just went viral. I mean, of all silly, isn't it fun what goes crazy and what doesn't? Like,
I really like that he did
yeah,
that. though.
I know he's a cool dude. He really is. He's a good guy, and he's right about health care. We all need it. We should give it to everybody. And I'm really tired of people saying that, trying to provide health care for everybody, trying to
Or they use the word socialist.
trying to give people a minimum wage that's livable, and trying to make education more affordable is communist or socialist. I mean, really, if you
normalist.
think wanting to help people to get health care and have a roof over their head and to eat is socialist, then we have a moral difference, not a political difference. And there's something wrong with you. And that's all there is to it. And it's crazy. And it seeps. And the people that are in these, mostly in the red states, that are against this, a lot of them are farmers, and there's nobody in this country that's gotten more welfare than farmers. They've been getting it since the Great Depression. I have a friend who 30 years ago got $40,000 a year not to grow anything. That'd be like getting $80,000 a year this year.
Mira, mi amor.
What?
Mira,
Yes,
mi
love.
amor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
she knows the word love and everything. I just tested it out.
I know it.
You could talk to her and she'll say,
so-
oh, yes.
So the people that are voting against this are people that are receiving more aid than all of the people on combined aid in this country together, farmers and corporations, and it's wrong.
Oh.
Okay. And it's wrong.
Stop that.
And I would much prefer to help someone who needs help at that level than to help some corporation be able to pay their stockholders an extra $500 that year.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. And there is no price you know, on humanity.
$750 billion for the military. I mean, they could patch over little billions for.
Well, you know, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have a military and that stuff. I am just saying that there's room for everything. And when we really look at the core, and also the other thing that's a misnomer in welfare, I'm really tired of people making an assumption that it's people of color that are the welfare people. Because if you add it up, there's far more white people on welfare than there are any other people.
I have fun arguing
ridiculous.
Arguing with my friend Albert Quintana. He always says, because he's a Republican, he just goes after it. He calls me a socialist, leftist, and all this stuff. I go, well, you're the one that's on welfare. You get your Social Security, you get your pension, everything. Isn't that, let's just put a different word on it. You get your welfare.
Yeah, I'd like to see all those folks turn in there. How about those military people that showed up at the Capitol? How about, you know, you turn in your pension if you don't believe in social programs? You know, but it's, you know, it makes me crazy because it's so one-sided and it's so myopic in terms of what they view and what they view as welfare. So the farmer getting help isn't welfare, but the single mom with 3 kids that you just needs maybe a couple thousand a month is, but a farmer getting $100,000 a year to not grow crops is fine. One guy, you know.
One.
Yeah. You know, there's.
You're getting all serious.
I get mad about it.
You're getting serious. Now stop getting serious.
Okay.
Rhonda, come on. This is the WTF.
How about this? Pay the farmers to grow their food and send the food to the people who need it, instead of paying them not to grow it.
Food instead of watering our lawns and stuff.
Well, you know, I think office buildings would be really smart. You know, instead of yards, instead of their yards and their shrubs, to plant gardens.
Yeah.
And let people have food. I mean, it would be such a great community effort.
Like I said,
and you know, the people that work there would probably love to go out and on their breaks and be in the garden, and then they could just give the food to everybody.
Wasting all that water on lawns and cutting it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's socialism. I'm pretty sure. You know, caring for people is socialism, and you know, but believing in Jewish laser beams from space and is, you know, it's electable. It's, you know, let's stand for it.
You know, I was asking you earlier if you believe in the Easter Bunny.
I don't.
But you believe in the groundhog and you mixed him up with Jesus.
Well, I know, but that's different, you know. I can mix them all together. Easter, groundhog, Jesus, it's all, you know, they went in a hole, they came out, saw their shadow, went back in, that's it.
You know when I screwed up with Santa Claus? You know how you put your cookies and stuff? Well, I put those edible cookies.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, and he was laid out when I come down.
There's a bag of toys and all these kids crying. No.
So, well, you know, that's the way it goes. But Easter is coming up. Are you going to go hide Easter eggs?
We don't do that anymore. We used to have a giant Easter egg hunt we had a pretty large backyard for our cousins' kids and all of our kids every year. And then
you don't play Easter egg hunt with Patty?
Oh, not anymore.
You don't know how to do anything no more. What happened?
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But we used to love that. That was always fun. I miss that, actually, the Easter egg hunts. I used to organize the Kim Easter egg hunt. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
The
That was
M95
really
Kim
big.
Easter egg hunt. It was
That
huge.
was-
Like
that was
5,000 people come to 10,000 people. And
How did you supply all that?
God, it was a nightmare. So one year we're having it at Cinderella City, and we had all these eggs. I had 10,000 eggs. That's what we had to get, and it was great. And some of the eggs had prizes in them, and some just had little trinkets and trash, and some had good things. And then we would divide up each hallway of the mall, because we'd sell it to the mall. So like ages 3 to 7 would be in one hall, and ages 7 to 10, and you know, whatever, split them up. Well, one year, 2 things happened, and I hated Easter egg hunts, and I said I'm never doing them again, and I didn't. One year, somebody spread a rumor that there was a gold nugget in in the eggs that was worth like $100,000. People were ripping eggs out of children's hands.
Oh my God!
I mean, it was like
a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, they were pushing little kids down. They were crying. People were grabbing their eggs. And then the one year, some sicko guy came dressed as a weird clown, which wasn't part of our group, but he snuck in, and he was handing out comic books depicting sex with children to the children. And so we had to, of course, immediately we saw that and stopped everything, and they arrested him and hauled him off because we figured out who he was. And then that next year I said, I really don't want to do an egg hunt anymore. Please don't make me do an egg hunt. I don't want to do one.
It's over.
It's done. You know, let's just give everybody candy. Forget the egg hunt. You know, oh Lord. So let me see
You're
here.
2 minutes and 50 seconds out, Rhonda.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm
Actually,
good. 2 minutes and 50 seconds out. That's it. We're gonna close up.
We got Tommy B coming up
Tommy
next.
B's coming up, and boy, that guy can really, he can
got
really mix
down.
stuff. He is great. He's a great DJ. You're gonna love his program. Be sure you stay tuned. It'll be a big difference from the old fart music that I play.
No, Ron, come on.
50, I'd take 50 again. Please. Give me. All right, well, I gotta go because I gotta go.
You've been at Starbucks too much.
I love Starbucks. They know me by name. I'm on their frequent hire card, I guess. I don't know what they call
They
it.
send you texts. We got a
Yeah,
sale
we
today.
got a sale today. No, anyway.
But let me go buy it.
No,
2 for 1.
I thought that's funny. They have like a points thing, and I think it's called the Frequent Hire Club. If it's not, it should be.
Hi, I'm high.
All right, listen, I gotta run. We really appreciate you staying tuned when watching us make all of our mistakes on our Facebook feeds. That's old people with a phone. This is what it's like. My kids are like, okay, Mom, let me just check this out for you. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
Wait a minute.
wait.
Get my glasses.
Wait.
Get my glass, and you're slobbering on the phone.
All right, it's been fun. It's been fun, Henry. It's been real, but it's not been real fun. No. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the music today. It was a variety of hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks with our new feature, the Q&A Corner.
Gold nuggets.
I'm gonna bring in a Q&A, and we're gonna interview them live here. Tinfoil hat and all. Okay. Bye-bye. Signing out. Take care.